everyone, it's Reagan and welcome to my social distancing readathon vlog. I am starting this directly after work, and if you came from my work from home vlog, you'll recognize this outfit because I just stopped filming that vlog and have started filming this vlog. But I'm so excited. Actually, on Instagram earlier this week, I thought with everything going on, I would host a very casual readathon to kind of help encourage, one, keep myself occupied. I live in New York City. I can't really leave my apartment very often. Clay and I can go on walks and stuff, but for the most part, and for the general health and safety of everyone around us, we are social distancing and kind of self-isolating to kind of, you know, keep ourselves safe and keep our community safe. And I know a lot of you guys are in the same boat, and overall we should just be social distancing in general, staying inside where we can, if we're able to, obviously, because not everyone is able to. So essentially, I had the idea to help promote community and also just kind of have a task for all of us to focus on and do a bit of a readathon. So I'm doing all like the social media aspects over on Instagram. So if you're not following me there, I'll leave it linked down below. I'll probably host another one of these in the future, but I obviously still wanted to vlog on my YouTube channel to kind of document my success, as I'm hopeful that I'll be able to read a lot this weekend. I only read about 200 pages over the work week, which was a little less than I was hoping, but I have grand plans this weekend for my reading, so I'm really excited about this readathon. Clay also has to work a bit this weekend, so he won't be here to distract me. The only major distraction I may have is Animal Crossing, because that did come out today, and I have already logged like 7 hours into that game. I cannot stop, but obviously I don't have much to keep me occupied, so reading is where it's at. So let's quickly go over my TBR. So these are the two books that are on my TBR for the weekend. I would say my primary concern is Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. This book is 800 pages long, so obviously it'd be incredible if I was able to finish this and then start this. But Crescent City, I've actually already started. I've read about 40 pages of this so far, but I'm actually going to reread all of that because, in full transparency, I didn't realize this was urban fantasy. It's my fault. I didn't really read anything about it jumping into it, and I generally don't read a lot of urban fantasy, which might be surprising. It's just a genre sometimes I have a hard time connecting with, so I was very disoriented and kind of thrown off, and I feel like I just want to reread everything, get reoriented, and I think I'll have better luck because everyone's loving this and I want to love it too. I just sometimes have a trouble with the genre, like getting into it initially, so I feel like with a reread of those pages, I'll hopefully be able to turn that around, but obviously I'll keep you posted. I'm gonna read more than 40 pages regardless before I decide if I want to keep reading or put this book down, but obviously I'll keep you posted. This is not an official review or thoughts or feelings on this yet. Just wanted to flag that, obviously, before I jump in. And then the other book I have on my list is A Dangerous Alliance, which is a period romance, humor, it's a ostentatious style romance, and that our main character heroine is living in the time of Jane Austen, and she's reading Jane Austen's novels, and she uses them as reference to kind of pursue her own romance. It's cool because it's kind of like our main character, those novels are present day to her, so like it's very relevant and all the advice she takes is like super applicable. So really excited to read this. This looks like a lot of fun, really distracting, lighthearted. Essentially, I wanted to pick books that would have romance, be really fun, and kind of lift my spirits and just keep me really entertained. So those are why I picked these two books, and I'm really excited about it. Those are the books I hope to read. I just finished up my workday and I'm gonna brew a fresh cup of coffee right now. Gotta stay caffeinated during a readathon. And I actually stepped out earlier today and I picked up because we're basically trying to support our favorite local businesses here in New York in our neighborhood. Obviously, it's a really hard time for a lot of people, and I would implore you if you're able to do so as well. I know a lot of local businesses too. If you go to their Instagrams, they have Venmo, so you can Venmo them, and I think it's like a tip jar, so it goes immediately to the employees, which I think is a really great idea and something Clay and I have been trying to do. But anyway, the point is I picked up some bread from my favorite bread place in my neighborhood, so I'm gonna eat a bunch of this as a snack and drink some coffee. So I'm gonna get started now, but I just wanted to say, hey, welcome to the vlog. That's what I hope to read. Let's see how much I can read, because I really want to read a lot. Like, I really think I can do it, guys. Like, let's take this on. Tell you what, if anything is gonna get me through self-isolation season, it's coffee and carbs. The two and clay. The 3 C's. Coffee, clay, and carbs. The only things I need. Hi everyone, so I have been reading for about an hour. I just moved into the bedroom because Clay's been on a work call and I'm just having the hardest time concentrating tonight with reading. And so like I'm normally not like this at all, but any like talking, I just pulled her out of the book. So I've only read about 45 pages of this, which is basically everything I've already read. I've started this book over, and I will say rereading it has definitely changed so far my experience with this book. I think like I was able to refocus my expectations. It's definitely still kind of what I was like expecting, and I still don't know if I'm gonna love it as much as her other books, just because I love high fantasy, traditional fantasy so much. But I am much more into this urban fantasy setting now than I was initially. And while I don't know if I'd say I'm like in love with the characters yet, I am really interested with this world that Sarah J Maas has created. This really interesting city that's definitely influenced by like the human, like our world, the human world. So there's like technology, but it's mixed with all different types of fantastical creatures like living within this urban space, which I think is super cool. So it's so it's not set in like Earth, which I feel like every urban fantasy I usually read is kind of set in an iteration of like New York City or like London. Like this city is definitely a city in and itself entirely, and she's really crafted a really cool setting for all of this to be in. And the fact that there's like so many different layers and politics that I feel like she'll be able to explore with the city, I think is super interesting. So I'm gonna keep reading generally, so I'm just gonna keep reading. Only read 45 pages, so I can't say too much yet, but I just wanted to let you know that I have officially started reading tonight. It's happening. Oh, and Clay lent me his, where do they go? His noise canceling headphones to use, so I can concentrate on my book. So I'm gonna use those right now. Hi everyone, so I've been sitting here reading, and I actually did some great reading progress. I've just passed page 110, and I changed to pajamas. I'm about to take a break. Clay just finished working, and I'm gonna make some dinner. We might watch a movie tonight, but I plan on doing a bit of reading later. This butt is right here, if you're curious. But I have to say, I went from not liking this book to middle liking this book. Now I'm really enjoying this book. I mentioned I didn't read the synopsis, which means I didn't know what is in the synopsis was gonna happen. Like, it's not a spoiler, but I'm not gonna say it because if you don't end up reading the synopsis, I actually think it's to your benefit. But I didn't know that was gonna happen, so I was like reading it and I was like, oh, okay, I see how the story is gonna go. And then like it happened, like it's in the beginning of the book. I was like, oh, I was totally wrong. This is a lot darker than I was expecting. And I just think it adds a really interesting, I don't use the word backstory because it's kind of like a prologue to the real story, because it happens within the first like 60 pages of the book and then it shifts to 22 months later. But I just think it adds a lot of context and a lot of like emotion, and it really connects you with the main character a lot. I didn't really care about her, but now all of a sudden I feel like very oriented in her story, and I'm finding the world to be really interesting. I've also had a lot of people reach out to me, letting me know that the first like 100, 200 pages are pretty info dumping, but then you kind of really get sucked in. And I definitely know what they mean by that, because the first, like, I had to reread the first 40 pages of this book because I was almost like disoriented. There's a lot of terms, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of people, and I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Now that I'm 110 pages in, I definitely feel a lot more comfortable, and I feel like I know, you just feel a lot more oriented in the world, so it's like less distracting. You just feel like you can pay attention to the characters and stuff. But so far I'm really liking it. Which is great. That's what I wanted to happen. But I definitely think like you kind of have to get past, in my opinion, the first like 50, 60 pages of this. And then I think it really gets interesting. In the beginning, you feel like you might know how it's gonna go, and then like it really has like a cool tonal shift at the very beginning of the book. Obviously I have a lot of this book left, but I'm excited to get to it. So I just wanted to check in and say I've been doing some productive reading, and I've read 110 pages so far tonight. All right, so I'm gonna take a break from reading to hang out with Clay for a little bit because he's finished with work, and I'm going to make dinner. So I have leftover curry soup, which I've been eating with rice all week. This is hard to do one-handed, but I've decided to cook some udon noodles here, organic, and eat it with noodles. Because, you know, I thought that would be delicious. So I'm going to gather these up. Don't worry, I've Cloroxed my countertop multiple times today. And these only take 4 minutes to cook in boiling water. So they're just gonna go. Set a timer. And I'm going to start heating up my soup. That curry soup lasted a while and perfectly made 6 servings. So easy. I'm really excited to try it with these udon noodles tonight. They cooked so fast and the texture is really nice. So I'm gonna chow down on this, and I think we're gonna watch Jojo Rabbit. And I'm just gonna take a little break from reading. Just watched Jojo Rabbit, which honestly loved, which means we get to cross off the first item, wait, not in red. The first item on our social distancing, it's not focusing, goal. So, Jojo Rabbit. Complete.
Yay.
Look at us.
Who would have thought? Not me.
Actually, the same. All right, I'm gonna eat this Oreo. Check some stuff on my Animal Crossing game because I'm waiting for my house to be built. I'm waiting for a museum guy to show up. Just want to see what the status of that is. Really trying to get that shovel. And then I'm gonna go back to reading. Good morning, world. I am so greasy this morning, but I am going to make a cup of coffee and start reading right away. So last night I was only able to read 140 pages, which I wish I was able to read more, but there's just something going on with my brain. I just was reading so slowly. Happens to the best of us, but I committed a lot of time to reading, which I think to me in some ways is almost more important. I read for a long time, but I was able to get past page 140. This morning I do have some Animal Crossing things I need to tend to. I need to check on my house. I need to go talk to Blathers. I got some specimens to collect and turn in, you know, some very important things. But luckily I do have an audiobook I'm currently listening to, Flowers of the Killer Moon, which is a nonfiction book following both basically a Native American community in the 20s in America, and basically their land, they struck oil and they became like the richest people in the world, but then they started systematically being killed, and then the FBI was formed based off this case. So there's a lot of elements to this book that have been really interesting. I've listened to like the first 2 hours, but I think I'm gonna put it on now, play Animal Crossing, drink coffee, wake up, and then I'll jump back into Crescent City, which I am starting to really, really like. Definitely info dumping in the beginning, so be prepared for that, but if you can make it through that, it's really starting to pick up now. So I would say I really like it. Also, if you guys were curious, I stocked up on Flaming Cheetos. Oh, someone's buzzing, I don't know why. So I got a big guy, and then I also found some Flamin' Hot fries at the airport when I was coming back from my brother's wedding a few weeks ago. So I bought 2 bags and I've just been saving them for a rainy day. It's not that rainy day yet. These are for the rainiest of days. These are for normal days because I can get these in New York, but just wanted to show them off. Yum. Also, I think I'm gonna put Animal Crossing up on the big screen. Haha, because Clay's still sleeping. Time to check out my town. And how big, I don't even know how big my TV is, like 50 inches. You hear my voice in the background because I am listening to this because I'm uploading the video today. Clay is starting to make us some breakfast, which I'm so excited about. Doing some laundry, and I took a shower and got dressed. So I'm feeling like I'm really taking on the day. I also, actually let me pause my voice. I actually also before I, you know, got dressed to take on the day, I listened to 3 hours of my audiobook, which I'll figure out what that translates into page-wise, and also picked so many weeds from my newly accessible part of my island, and I'm about to cultivate 2 new fruits as I'm connecting with my friends later today to get some cherries, and I think some peaches. So, adding that to the island. I've already planted some apples, things are happening. And I'm also gonna be sitting down and reading some more Crescent City in a little bit. But first, I need to eat and I need to edit. I'm making a delicious breakfast, exporting my video right now. I think we're gonna watch an episode of The Americans, and then I'm gonna get back to reading. Isn't that right, Millie? Quick update is Matilda has found a new favorite spot to lay. We put a blanket down, but she loves to lay in the sun, so we gave her this windowsill. I'm quickly going to go to my friend's island on Animal Crossing to get some fruit, and then I'm gonna start reading. Don't worry, and drink more coffee, cannot wait. All right, I made a cup of coffee, and I am going to sit here and read Crescent City, and Matilda is still just sitting there, living her best life. And Clay's playing Call of Duty, lols. Hi friends, so I've just been sitting here reading quite successfully. I read another 60 pages of Crescent City. Took a quick break to pick up a snack of hot Cheetos and to do my self-isolating makeup routine, which is under eye concealer, and I filled my eyebrows in. Woo, I'm trying to basically not put anything on my face besides like my skincare routine and sunscreen. Still wearing sunscreen because there's still like a lot of sunlight, you know? Gotta protect. But so far, I'm getting more and more into this book. It's becoming much more entertaining. I feel very grounded in this world now that I've passed the 200-page mark. Same criticism in that, a lot of info dumping in the beginning, but once you get past that, you do start to really like the character. She's so great at creating dialogue and drama and just, I don't know, I just really like our main character. I like that she's feminine and she's kind of embraced her femininity, but she's strong and strong-willed, and I just really like reading from her perspective. And I also am really entertained by the politics of the city. It's really unique. And overall, I'm really liking it. So I'm flying through it in that, like, once I pick it up, I don't want to put it down. I'm like being a slow reader right now, though. Generally, like, it's taking me a long time to read, but it doesn't feel like a lot of time has passed, if that makes sense. Regardless, I'm going to try to get to page 300, and then maybe Clay and I might take a walk and enjoy some fresh air. But for now, I'm just going to keep on reading. And I also might stop by and get some fresh flowers because my flowers are dead. But anyway, though, I'm gonna eat my Cheetos and read. Just wanted to give you guys a check-in. Another 50 pages of my book, but we're gonna take a walk. We're gonna enjoy this sunny, chilly weather. Millie's perch. Before the sun goes down. And then just get Millie some fresh air. Go on a little neighborhood adventure. Maybe pick up some fresh flowers. Buy some stuff from our local bodega while we can. Get out into the world. Enjoying the spring trees. We'll have to disinfect this camera when we get home, but the weather's really nice today. Hi everyone, we are back from our walk. It was really pleasant. We enjoyed some fresh air. I got some fresh flowers, which I'll show off in a minute, and we've honestly been spending the past hour or more watching YouTube videos. We kind of fell down a YouTube hole for this YouTuber named Rumi Official, I think his name. He like does a lot of voice stuff. It was really interesting. I've never seen his videos before. And then I watched like 15 of them. Ooh, Clay's never heard of David Dobrik.
That's not true.
Have you seen any of his videos yet?
He does like vlogs, right?
He does more than that. So we'll probably show some, because you've never seen one. So we'll probably watch.
4 minutes and 20 seconds.
I think so. I could be making that up, but I think it's something like that. Anyway, so I need to start dinner and I need to get back into reading, obviously. I've done a really good chunk of reading. I've read over 400 pages so far this weekend, so I'm really, really pleased with that. But I'm getting distracted. I also need to watch some like feel-good TV. Gotten a little funk in my walk today. I was just thinking about the world. So I need to watch some positive television and eat some good food. But I just wanted to say hey. Hi everyone, so I had to forcibly put my computer on the other side of the room because I started watching YouTube videos again, and now it's past 8. It's been 2.5 hours of me being on YouTube, and we're both starving. Clay went to run to the bodega to pick up a few things because I feel like we're just constantly forgetting like small things that we need. Plus I want to make blueberry muffins, I think, tomorrow for breakfast. I'm rambling, but I'm making dinner. It's gonna be a really simple dinner, easy. Trying to be a little healthy. We're gonna do roasted chicken breast, roasted potatoes, broccoli, a little side salad, and then I'll eat a bunch of ice cream afterwards. All about balance. Almost thought about doing a hot Cheeto encrusted chicken. I'm just kidding, that'd be a huge waste of Cheetos when you can just use cayenne. But anyway, I'm gonna get to chopping these potatoes and get them in the oven so we can eat. So here are the potatoes. I literally just put salt, pepper, garlic powder, olive oil. Key to good roasted potatoes is to make sure they have enough room to breathe, and then halfway through kind of flip them over and they're nice and crunchy. Definitely made too much for 2 people tonight, but the best thing about roasted potatoes is they're incredible leftover. You can put them with like eggs and beans, from a breakfast taco, or just like as a side dish. They're just perfect for breakfast. So I'm gonna put this in, and then I'm gonna shortly follow with the chicken. It is the easiest dinner in the entire world, and just a nice thing to just have everything on hand for. Decided to butterfly the chicken. This is basically one chicken breast that I literally just cut in half because they're so huge. There's no way I could eat a whole one, and then this way we can either cook the rest of those over the next few days, freeze them, and it's just like less waste, and I don't feel like I want to eat chicken breast over the next 5 days. So this way, you know, one is 100% enough. These were ginormous. And for seasoning, I really like to make them really spicy, so I use cayenne pepper, lemon pepper, and then salt. I often also put goat cheese on top of chicken breasts. I don't have any goat cheese, but that's always really good. Like pesto is really good. Basically, chicken breast is so boring, but it's pretty lean, good for you, so. I was clear to pick up sandwich bags for a story. You got 2 gallon size.
Welcome to the party.
Having a quick coffee. Clay and I are gonna watch some Netflix, and then I do promise I'm gonna get back to reading. I also will be reading all day tomorrow because Clay has to work all day, so we're just kind of enjoying the night together because it's also the weekend. But I'm gonna get a bunch more, hopefully, of Crescent City read tonight and finish it tomorrow, which is the plan. Stan really is so hyper focused right now. And dinner is done, so bon appetit.
Reading vlog.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. I just changed into the matching set I bought from Target. So cute, right? I have been investing in some springtime loungewear because obviously we're going to be spending a lot more time indoors, so I thought, you know, loungewear would be comfortable and key. But let's keep you guys updated with what I'm doing today and how much I've read. Alright, so this morning I plan to basically spend it exactly how I spent yesterday morning. I'm going to put my audiobook on over there. I'm going to put Animal Crossing, drink a cup of coffee. I'm going to make some muffins, I think, while listening to my audiobook. Just kind of doing some relaxing activities, hanging out, and relaxing. That's why I put my lounge set on, because I'm going to be lounging. I did read over 300 pages of Crescent City last night. I stayed up perhaps a little too late. Clay and I also watched a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We're trying to catch back up on that show. We're on season 6, which obviously kind of cut it a little bit into my reading time, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a necessity, so I had to do it. Hi everyone, apologies, my camera cut out in the midst of me talking, but good news is I've now listened to 80% of my audiobook, so that is great. I've played 2 hours. I listened to my audiobook at like almost 2x speed, but I played like 2 hours of Animal Crossing. Half my home loans paid off. My museum is expanding, and I, you know, did some traveling, so that's great. So I'm gonna sign off from that. Clay just ordered us some food from a local burger place for lunch. We were gonna do that for dinner, but we've literally swapped our breakfast and dinner plans. We're gonna make breakfast tacos for dinner and have burgers for lunch. I'm still gonna make muffins. I'm just gonna do it kind of like midday. What else? Oh, well, I've made great progress obviously on my audiobook. I still need to translate that into a page number, but I will. I hopefully will be finishing it today, and then I can just look it up at the end. And then I will be sitting down here in a minute to start reading Crescent City for the day. But first, I'm just gonna hang out with Clay. Matilda is living in her new spot. Oh, there we go. I love that we put a blanket down for her. She's literally just living her best life. Also, a thing I did was I moved my snake plant into the living room. It doesn't really get a lot of sunlight in the bedroom because I keep those blinds closed during the day, and now that we're home all the time, I moved it in here to kind of enjoy a fresh plant. Let me know if this is too much direct sunlight. I really have no idea how to keep any plants alive. Hoping with the social distancing, this plant will just flourish. And I think we're gonna watch some Brooklyn Nine-Nine this morning. And then we're just gonna have a good relaxing day. We really don't have, well, Clay has to do some work. I don't really have very much to do at all except read and play Animal Crossing. I have a few things I need to shoot this weekend. So I'll do that, but I'm gonna shoot it around my apartment, so I don't have to do any traveling. Millie! But I don't have to leave my apartment to do any of it, so it should be pretty quick. So I'll check in when the burgers get here. We're still trying to order delivery as much as we can, just to support the local businesses around us while we can. Plus, it's delicious, so it's a win-win. Probably the healthiest lunch you'll ever see. Just kidding, but we're about to watch some Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We picked up some really good, very fresh pickup from this good burger place near us. We love this hot green chili burger, and then Clay got a hot dog, so time to chow down. I put makeup on for the first time in like over a week, and it feels weird. It's because I'm shooting some Instagram stuff later in the afternoon, but I'm actually about to sit down and start reading. It's like 2 p.m. I've obviously listened to a lot of my audiobook. I haven't made the muffins yet. I'm gonna wait, I think, for another hour or so, but I'm gonna sit down, make this latte, do some reading, and then hang out with Clay some more. It's funny, well, I don't know if funny is the right word, but because we're always home, I feel like I have so much more time to get things done because I'm not leaving my apartment. So if there's like an image I need to shoot for something, like I don't have to worry about being in the office or like meeting up with friends. Like I've got nowhere else to be, so I got plenty of time, so there's no reason to stress. So oddly, my anxiety has been less about things I'm normally always anxious about, and obviously a lot more for things that I can't control. So maybe my body can only focus on like one thing to be anxious about at a time. But regardless, I have my favorite mug, which is my Pantone mug, and I'm gonna make a latte, treat myself. Normally I've just been drinking black coffee, but this sounded so good, so I'm gonna drink that. Then I'm gonna sit my butt on the couch and read Crescent City for the next couple of hours. It's just gonna be nice. Maybe put some music on. The Weeknd's album is now out, so I think I might listen to that for a little bit, get my phone out of my hands. It's gonna be great, gonna be a great time. I have just been sitting here dutifully reading, and I've read another 150 pages. I'm past the 450 page mark of this book, and I can officially say I'm really starting to like it. Well, I've already been saying that, but like things are starting to heat up. The mystery is definitely there. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely like cheesy, but in the entertaining, fun-hearted kind of way. There's definitely some eye roll moments, but if you go into this not expecting there to be eye roll moments, I don't know really what to tell you. But yeah, it's full of like heated glances and leather jackets and I don't even know, like urban fantasy touches, which I think work really well in this setting. It's definitely propelling me to keep picking it back up. I very quickly fall into the narrative style and the writing, which is exactly what I wanted. I'm really enjoying the dynamic between the two characters, and I also feel like this book is also kind of poking fun at different tropes, which I think is kind of refreshing. I'm going to take a bit of a break from it. I have read probably like 550 pages so far this weekend, which I'm really pleased with. But I'm actually going to go over and finish my audiobook right now, and I'm going to make some blueberry muffins. It's like 4 o'clock. But you know, I feel like it's never too late. It's never too late for blueberry muffins. So I'm going to make some of those right now. I have been looking forward to it all day, so I'm finally making the time. So I'm going to whip those up, and I only have like a couple hours left on my audiobook, which really means like an hour because of how the speed at which I listen to it to. The speed in which I listen to it at. So that should be fast, and it's nearing the end of the day. I think Clay and I might watch a movie tonight. Maybe we'll just like watch more Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm not entirely sure, but I'll keep you guys posted. But regardless, it's muffin time. Time to make some blueberry muffins. I left some butter out on the counter to soften. Our apartment is so warm right now. It's like a warm, sunny day, so all the sun's coming in, and we've been running the dryer like nonstop because we're just washing a bunch of stuff today. Sunday chores kind of thing. But anyway, I'll make some blueberry muffins, and I'm gonna finish my audiobook. All right, so I'm creaming my butter and eggs together. It looks so good. I'm hoping I don't screw this up like I did the last time I tried to make muffins, but hey, last time I curdled everything, so far I'm off to a good start. Now I'm mixing all of the flour to the cream and sugar mixture. Let that get good and mixed together, and I'm gonna smush up half the blueberries and then mix in the rest of the blueberries, and honestly, she's ready to go. Honestly, guys, I'm incredibly confident about these muffins. This batter was like fluffy. Again, normally really suck at baking, but I guess all those Skillshare videos are starting to really pay off because I knew how long to cream it for, and I just felt like the texture of this batter was like so thick and delicious. I was like eating it as I was putting it in. I had enough blueberries. I'm thrilled. I just need to sprinkle some sugar on top, and then these cook for like 30 minutes. I'm so excited. I'll be sure to link the recipe below too. Guys, these look unbelievable. I went from accidentally switching cinnamon with nutmeg and almost drugging myself, because if you didn't know this, if you eat too much nutmeg, it's very bad for you. And they tasted terrible and so disgusting, to these muffins, which actually look so good, and the batter tasted good. Growth, everyone. Look what social distancing, look at this growth right before your eyes. And yes, I did put Top Chef on. I have like 30 minutes left of my audiobook, but I decided I'm gonna listen to Top Chef. Isn't that right, Millie? Isn't that right? Such sass. Clay has joined me, and I can officially say I have finished my audiobook, which actually, let me quickly Google how long that book is. All right, so did a quick calculation. Killers of the Flower Moon is 352 pages, and I listened to the last 2/3 of it this weekend, which means I read, what was it? 232 pages of that book, plus the 450 pages I've read of Crescent City, which puts me at a total of, what is that, Clay? Like, what? 482, around there. So I'm obviously not done reading. No, not 482, 682, but I'm really pleased with that number. I'm obviously hoping to read another 200 to 300 more pages tonight, probably 200 if I'm being honest with myself, because Clay and I do want to watch a movie. But I would say like 883 pages read over a couple of days. I am proud of myself for that. I don't know if I'll be able to finish Crescent City. It's so long, the book is like 800 pages long, but I'll definitely be able to make a good chunk of it read. And then I'll be able to finish it hopefully early next week and start another book and read one more book before the end of the month. But regardless, I'm very pleased with my reading progress. And I've just been having a really nice time. It's been a really good distraction this weekend as well. So, but right now I think Clay and I are gonna watch an episode of The Americans. We're almost done with season 4, which is super exciting. So we're kind of wrapping up this whole show. We have 2 seasons left, so we still got a little while. But still, it's nice to make progress there, and we're almost caught up on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Clay, what show do you want to watch after we finish Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Schitt's Creek or Sex Education?
Sex Education.
Okay, I have seen Schitt's Creek, so.
That's why I chose.
That's fair, but I would rewatch it for you. If without the context of me having seen it, which one would you pick?
Maybe Schitt's Creek.
We can watch Schitt's Creek, it's incredible. I'd watch it again.
Maybe Sex Education.
We can watch them both. Anyway, though, we're gonna watch this episode of The Americans, and then I think we're gonna watch a documentary tonight off our list, so I'll check in a little bit. So tonight is a bit of a make your own adventure for dinner. I wasn't super hungry because we had such a big lunch, so I'm just gonna make like a big bowl of miso soup with a bunch of veggies. I have some spinach, some broccoli, and some mushrooms, scallions, tofu I'm gonna put in it. So that'll be really good, and then Clay's gonna make an egg sandwich. It's gonna be some good stuff. Yeah. And I love miso. Like, miso soup is so easy to make at home because you just paste water and then you can put whatever you want in it, and it's good. Clay's a madman who doesn't pre-scramble his eggs before making scrambled eggs.
Do it in here.
And I've decided to first saute some mushrooms with some garlic and soy sauce, but now I'm about to dump in some water and some miso paste and a bunch of veggies, and we're good. Added the miso and water mixture, and then broccoli, and then some sriracha. I'm gonna let this come to a boil, then I'm gonna add the tofu and the spinach. Accidentally made the biggest bowl of this in my life, but look, it's really just full of vegetables and tofu. And actually, I think technically vegan this time. I called my curry last vlog vegetarian and used chicken stock like a moron, but this is actually, miso's made from soybean paste, so I really think we're in the clear this time around.
Yeah, I don't think I'm in such...
Yeah, Clay on the other hand is on...
We wiped that.
What a disaster. Hi everyone, so Clay and I have just been watching TV. He's now playing Call of Duty, and I'm about to start reading again. I read the news like a fool. I normally only do it once a day in the morning, but I read it at night, right before bed, so now I'm all stressed. So I'm eating an Oreo cookie. But I'm gonna go read my book now. This is my life now. Clay just plays Call of Duty. Matilda sleeps. And I visited Emily on Animal Crossing, and I got 2 new fruits, so that is great. prosperity for my island. Her island was also so much cuter than mine, so I have so much work to do. Also good news, I have read 100 pages of Crescent City, so I've officially passed the 500 page mark, 550 page mark to be exact. Oh, hello. Trying to read 50 more pages tonight before I go to sleep, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted. It's definitely still adorably eye-rolly, if you know what I mean. Like, definitely super entertaining, and I would definitely say, like, Sarah J Maas is just so exceptional at crafting characters that are endearing to read about. You like them, even if they're annoying. And you want to follow them, and you want to know what's going on with them, even if Matilda disagrees.
Yeah.
She's so bored, she's falling asleep as I'm talking. The reason is, like, her books are so strong because you ultimately just love reading about the people, and you care about them deeply, and you get really invested into the relationships, friendships, and romantic relationships, which is why I like Sarah J Maas books so much, just because they're just so gripping, and I just feel like I care and I fall into the story so quickly. So I'm excited to keep reading this. I obviously won't be able to finish this weekend. I was hoping I would be able to, but I mean, this book is so long. So reading almost 6/8 of it, which is also 3/4 of it, I'm pleased with regardless. But yeah, I'm gonna let Clay put his sound back on his Call of Duty game. He graciously turned it off for me so I can film this vlog clip and get back to reading. Hi everyone, and welcome to the end of the reading vlog. The next day, just wanted to pop in and quickly wrap up all of the reading I was able to accomplish during this readathon. I'm really happy to say I was able to read 890 pages, which I'm super pleased with. It was definitely more than I thought I'd be able to read, so I'm really happy with that. Obviously, first things, I finished Killers of the Flower Moon. I listened to the last 66% of this book via audiobook. It ended up being really good. It's a nonfiction book, as I mentioned earlier. It's definitely less of like a whodunit, I would say. I mean, there is an element of whodunit, but I think the book is more of like an expose and like the tragedy and just the absurdity of how almost like blatant this crime was and no one was doing anything about it, kind of thing. It was just interesting, tragic, but also to see the formation of something like the FBI come out of it, darkly fascinating as well. Yeah, I did finish that, and then from there I read over 650 pages of Crescent City by Sarah J Maas. I am now flying through the back half of this book. I really feel like this book has just like slowly picked up its stride throughout. At the beginning it's kind of weak, and then it just progressively gets better and better as you kind of get more connected to the characters. I think the dynamic between our two main characters are fascinating. I really do feel like it's like playing on tropes, but also kind of redefining tropes. I feel like emotion is playing such a huge part of this book, and I'm really liking that. I feel really just connected to everyone, and I find the mystery interesting, and the setting is really interesting. I'll probably give this book like a 4 stars by the end, just because the beginning was a little slow, a little not as strong as the end, but it really picks up and ultimately has become super entertaining, and I'm really reading it really quickly, especially since like I passed the 400 page mark. I haven't really, like the back half of this book, I haven't really been able to put it down at all. Super entertaining. But yeah, so as I said, I read almost 900 pages this weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed this readathon vlog. And I will do another one soon if you guys are interested, maybe in April sometime. So let me know if you want to do this again, and I'm happy to do it. Anyway, see you guys later.